everyone, welcome back to Vlogmas. This is day 5 and I am Chanel Shea of Happy Little Knits. It is currently a little after 1 o'clock. I'm eating lunch. Today was just one of those like really chill, do nothing kind of days. Sophie woke up bright and early at 7 and we went to bed late again last night, so I was really tired today. So we just kind of like laid around, we watched movies, Sophie played with some toys, and we just kind of like did nothing all day. So I didn't really film a whole lot. Oh, I didn't film at all. Besides like the advents, stuff like that, because we weren't doing anything, so there was nothing to film. So yeah, Sophie, she was just in her room. We like to do quiet / independent playtime for a little bit before nap time, just to kind of like wind down and help her mind kind of like get into relaxing mode. So she is now down for a nap, and I was able, while she was doing her playtime, I was able to get the house clean. It is mind-boggling. Every day I clean, and yet I still have to clean every day. Does that make sense? Do you understand what I'm saying right now? I clean every day, but yet I still have to clean every day. Like, having kids will just completely flip your world upside down, because before Sophie, I was a stay-at-home wife. I was going to school. My husband was working full-time after we bought our house. I had quit my job, and the house was always clean. I like never had to do anything besides like sweep the floors and maybe a few dishes. But like, other than that, the house was always freaking clean. Now it's never clean, it feels like. I feel like I just look around and I'm constantly seeing mess everywhere. Anyway, I feel like I just need to get that out of my system. Thanks for listening. If you're a mom and you have toddlers, I'm sure you can relate. Or even just children in general, of any age. It's just a lot of work. Yeah, so I worked on my socks a little bit. I kind of left it off on like a cliffhanger almost. I was, as you saw last night, frogging. I think, yeah, that's this one. So this is the sock that I was working on. This is the heel. Oops. I mentioned yesterday that I like to do a German short row heel, or I'm pretty sure another name for it is shadow wrap heel. Excuse me. Yeah, so I do that, and I was knitting on it, and I was like, this is looking a little too big. So I tried it on, and it was way too loose and baggy. Everything I said yesterday about, oh, I like to do this many stitches, forget all of that. I forgot that I was working with a different yarn weight than what I'm used to, and so it was way too big. And I don't know if you can see this little like line here. That's where the German short rows are. Because I knit back and forth doing German short rows, and then I pick up back and forth like the German short rows. So it makes this really nice line. And it was just, the line was too deep. It came, if you look at the heel, so it came back to like here almost. Like I did it really deep, and then it pointed just slightly, and it was just too big because it was so much knitting. Because if you think about it, doing the German short rows, the fabric is growing in length also, and so it was just too much fabric. So I ripped back the entire heel, did a little bit more calculation and everything, figured out like how, like what the stitch count is that I wanted, and fixed that. So now, instead of having done 11 German short rows on both sides and then 10 just plain knit stitches in between, I did 8 German short rows on either side and 16 stitches, knit stitches in between. And that worked out a lot better. It fits really well. It's still slightly loose, but I was looking at the sock and I was thinking, like, this looks like a really wide sock, like compared to my hand. Focus. It's pretty wide, And I tried it on and it was really loose. So unfortunately, that means I either keep it and I just have a loose fitting sock, which I absolutely hate, or I have to rip back the entire thing, which means I also have to rip back this one. I know. I'm so glad I didn't do the 72 stitches and I only did 64, because that would have been even more loose. So I have to rip back. And the other thing that I noticed when I was putting it on, the trees are too low. So when I was wearing it, this was like perfectly around my ankle and there was just too much stocking at the top. And I didn't like that. I want it to be up closer so that it's more like around my leg and less around the ankle. Because I was looking at it, and if I'm wearing my boots with this, you're not going to be able to see the trees. So I have to frog it. I have to frog the entire thing. Yeah, and I'm really, really, really dreading it. So I set those to the side last night because I worked the entire heel, ripped back, and worked it all the way again. Just realized I have to frog these entire things. So I was like, you know what? What is that? Put it on ice or something like that? Or like put it in the freezer? What's that saying that we say when... Anyway, it's in timeout because I cannot deal with that right now. And then this morning, I felt myself really missing my Esther sweater. So I worked on that quite a bit today. And I'm loving it so far. It is just, I'm so glad that I started over because it is seriously turning out so much better. So where we left off, I'll do a better B-roll so you can see what I'm talking about. But I don't know if you can see, where is it? Oh, right here. So this is when the first day of knitting, I knit like, I want to say to about here, and then we knit all the way to here the second day. So we did all of this the second day, and then today so far I knit from here down. So I did about 2.5, 3 inches of knitting today. Before I was like, okay, I need to get up and move my body. And I measured it and it's looking good as far as the measurements go. And I was looking at the pattern, and the pattern said that it needed to be like however long. And so I was like, okay, I just need to knit a few more stitches or a few more inches. But the thing is I was looking at like this bit where like the end of the fabric is, where like the end of the shoulder seam is, and I was measuring how many inches I have so far and how many inches I'm going to need by the time, or how many inches I'm going to have, by the time I reached the right length. And then I measured my arm, and I was thinking like, that's not going to be enough. Not even for if I had it as like a fitted sleeve, it's not going to be enough length. So then I measured, I think I want like an inch or two of positive ease on my sleeve because I don't want to have a super baggy sleeve. So I am going to knit like an inch and a half longer. No, just kidding. Yeah, about an inch or an inch and a half longer than what the pattern says to do. And I think that should fit really, really good. And then I can move on to working the front panels. So we're making good progress on this. I think I'm going to be able to finish the back portion today. The other thing is, I don't know if you remember seeing that giant ball that I had made from frogging, but we finally finished that entire thing and now have 2 separate skeins, which is, I don't know, to me it feels like progress because that thing was like huge. So yeah, I'm working on that today. Oh yes, so one last thing before I let you go, I'm gonna open today's yarn. Advent thing. So if you're new here and you haven't watched my previous videos, you definitely should go catch up. But if you have no idea what this is, my husband surprised me with a yarn Advent a couple days ago, and I'm knitting them, or I'm opening it as the day that it is. So today's December 4th, but you're gonna be watching this December 5th because I record a day in advance. This Advent is the yarn isn't individually packaged. It's just thrown in a bag. And so I have to kind of like look away and like pull one out kind of deal. So yes, it is by A Sheep's Clothing on Etsy. And yesterday I had told you I don't know any information on the yarn because they come just in these little balls. And we looked it up. There are 24 10-gram mini sock yarn is all that I have. I don't know anything else besides that. I looked everywhere to try and find more information. I don't know the fiber content. I don't know the colorways. I don't know if they're hand dyed or if it's just like from different companies. Like, I don't know anything other than there's 24 10-gram minis plus a big I want to say 20-gram, I think is what it said, large skein, and then some bonus like 5-gram minis, I think is what it is. So this is the 20-gram. I won't show this every day. If you get sick of it, I promise. This was day 1, day 2, and day 3. And they're wound up in, I want to say it's called, I don't know the name of it, but it's like Magic Cake or Magic, it's something like that. But basically you wind it up in a way so that it stays together and you have a center pull, so it's not bouncing around everywhere and falling apart. Okay, we're gonna draw for day 4. Let's see what we get. I'm gonna pull from the center here. I'm gonna look away. I got one. Oh, I'm dropping them. Oh, crap. Okay. Okay. Oh. Wow, look at this one. So here is day 4. Oh, I love that a lot. That is so nice. Oh my gosh. I feel like this is a stripe, like a self-striping one. Oh my gosh, I really like that one. Oh, are we gonna focus? I have no idea what to make with these. So if you have any ideas, let me know. I was thinking of like really scrappy socks or a really small scrappy blanket for Sophie, or like a pillow cover. I think a pillow cover would be more realistic. But yeah, let me know if you have any ideas on what I should do with these. So that was today's yarn. I am going to eat my lunch and then kind of hang out for a little bit while Sophie naps. I have a lot of Vlogmas to catch up on today. I'm gonna do that, and I'm definitely gonna knit because I'm really determined to finish this back panel of this sweater. And if I get bored of doing that, I might tackle the socks. We'll see. Anyway, stay tuned. Santa hat, good job. Hey everyone, welcome back to Happy Little Knits. I am Chanel Shea and this is Vlogmas Day 5. Welcome. So I'm kind of merging Day 4 and 5 together because we didn't really do much yesterday, so there wasn't really much to film. I opened my Advent and Sophie's Advent and like talked about that for a little bit, but besides that, like I didn't have really much to show. We just had a really boring day yesterday. So I'm gonna merge Day 4 and today together. I have the tea kettle going right there because I'm making some tea, so ignore that sound for a second. Or I guess it's gonna get really loud, so be right back. Okay, I'm back and the tea is made. I have it seeping here. This is my favorite cup right now. I didn't know this, but I guess Starbucks does a red cup day in November. I think it's like the first or second Thursday of the month. So this year it was on the 14th. And they give out reusable red cups that come with a lid. So this is what this year's looks like. Let me try not to burn myself. This is very hot. I didn't know that was the thing until literally like 2 days before this year. And so I was like, I want to get a red cup for free because you get it for free with any, if you buy like a holiday drink. This is not sponsored, I'm just very excited about this. If you buy a holiday drink, they give you a red cup for free. So I was like, went and got one. Anyway, I'm using it a lot because 'tis the season for pepper. I'm just really into peppermint right now. Like as soon as Thanksgiving passes, it's all things peppermint. Sometimes even before Thanksgiving, because peppermint, I get excited for pumpkin spice, of course, but I get so much more hyped about peppermint more than pumpkin spice. Anyway, let me get back on track here. So I have to go out and start my car soon, like literally in a minute, because it is freezing and I need to have enough time for my car to warm up before we go out there because I don't want to sit in the car while it's warming up. It's so cold. Yes, so I'm gonna open up the yarn Advent really quick. And then we're gonna skedaddle. I have a women's Bible study that I go to on Thursdays at church, and Sophie tags along because there's only just a handful of us and we all have kids around the same age, so the kids get to play together and us moms get to like have a break. And so yeah, we're gonna go head to that pretty soon. So I'm gonna open this yarn Advent and then we're gonna head to church, and when we come back, we'll just go from there. So this is my Advent for this year. It's called a sheep's clothing. I always have to guess every day. Let me pick one. Okay, I think I got one. What do you think? Easy. Oh, whoa, that's cool. Ooh, I like this one a lot. It reminds me of Coraline. That is so cool. So this is for Day 5. It has, I don't know if you could see, there's like purple underneath, and I'm curious if there is other colors, like the further you go in. But that's really cool. Uh-oh. Oh no, some fell out. That's okay. We're just gonna pretend we didn't see them. I have decided that I'm gonna do really scrappy socks. So what I'm doing, I cast on last night, but I think I'm gonna redo it because this just fell off and it just kind of got messy. But I think what I'm gonna do is knit a stripe for like in the order that I draw them from, and they're only 10 grams, so I was trying to figure out how I could like use up half for each sock, because I really don't want to have leftovers because they're so small that I'm like, what would I use it for? So I was thinking about holding 2 strands double for all of them, but I'm worried about how it's gonna look because all the yarn is like multiple colors, you know. But maybe it would just make for like super cool scrappy socks. Maybe I will do that because the yarn is like really, really, really thin. And when I was knitting it yesterday or last night, it just felt like too thin. I don't know. I still have to figure out what I want to do because like I said before, I really like a slouchy sock. And since I have 24 of these, I was thinking like that's 24 stripes. But then I'm also going to use, well, because I also have like the 5 grams. I have 6 of those. So that's 30. And then I have the big, I'm pretty sure it's like 20 grams. So 30. So I could do 15 stripes for the cuff and the leg and part of the heel, and then the other 15 stripes for the rest of the heel and the rest of the foot. I could do it that way. And then I was trying to figure out like the math for that because I want like a 60 to 70 round cuff because then that would, it would be long enough where I could fit all of the stripes in there. And also I just really, really, really like long socks. But then I was trying to figure out like, because I don't want it to just be one round per stripe because then you won't really see what it is, and also that wouldn't use enough yarn. So I was thinking about doing like 4 or 5 stripes, but still that wouldn't be, I don't know. I have to do the math and like really work through it. Anyway, that's for me to figure out and you guys to find out about later. I am going to do socks. I'm going to do stripe in the order that I'm drawing from. So yeah, I think that's gonna look really cool. I'm gonna go start my car and warm it up, and we're gonna go to Bible study, and then I'll check in with you when we get back. Bye. Okay, so it is now evening. Yeah, it's like almost 6:30 at night. We went to Bible study and it was so good. I ended up feeling really just refreshed. I love going every week because it's just like a refresh. But anyway, I didn't really do any knitting today, like at all actually. I've been just hanging out with Sophie quite a bit today and running errands and all that. So I didn't really do any knitting today. Kevin and Sophie they're out on a bike ride and I'm hanging out just to get a second of peace and quiet. But yeah, sorry, yesterday and today were really boring days. I don't have much to show you. Oh, last night though, I finished knitting my husband's first mitten. I did moss stitch on this side and then stockinette on this side. I have to finish knitting the thumb, and then I cast on the second one, and this is what it's looking like. I started knitting the thumb on this one, and I want to say I'm like 2 rounds away from being done with the thumb. Sorry, I'm dropping stitches here. I'm pretty sure I'm like 2 rounds away from being done with the thumb. And then, yeah, so that is like a really easy, quick knit. And then his mittens will be done. I just realized he left my mittens at work and I don't think he brought them back today. I'll have to box him when he gets home. But yeah, I'm still chugging away on my sweater and I haven't touched my socks because I just can't be bothered. Same with the Advent ones. I'm really feeling inspired to knit those though, which is so annoying. I don't know if this happens to you guys, but like I'll go through phases where I'm like, oh my gosh, I have all these things that I want to cast on, and so I'll cast a bunch of things on and then they all become whips and they just don't get touched. And it's like, so I have a sweater, a cardigan, and then this sweater that I've been working on, the Esther sweater, all whips, plus a pair of socks now, and I still have like a bunch of other things that I want to knit for myself. And then I still have that one Christmas cardigan that I Still haven't touched. I have to finish my husband's mitten, and then I have another mitten that I'm knitting as a Christmas gift. I just have to finish the thumb on it, weaving the ends. There's just not enough hours in the day, you know what I mean? Anyway, I'm gonna leave it off here. I don't know if I'm gonna knit tonight. I'm kind of feeling a little burnt out today. But, yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Sorry for the 2 video mashup, and I'm also sorry that this video is kind of boring if it is. Tomorrow's video is going to be way better though, because my best friend's coming over Friday, which will be tomorrow, but it will be uploaded Saturday. She's coming over and we're going to be making candles for Christmas gifts. So I would love for you to join us on that. I'm going to film a little bit of the process and talk about it more tomorrow when she's here. And yeah, tomorrow's video will be a lot more exciting. So anyway, I hope you have a wonderful weekend, safe and warm, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.